What's up guys, it's Case and this is a video debuting some beta gameplay for the Star Wars Battlefront, beta. This game has blown me away so far, and this is just a tease and, a test of what the full game is. So I'm just going to dive right into some details with some awesome gameplay footage that I managed to capture. So first off, the co-op survival mode on Tatooine. Now I think it's 15 waves, but we only got to play up to 7 I think in the beta, and it's a good place to just jump in as soon as you start the beta this week and get to grips with the controls and stuff, because it's not too difficult and it's a good way to introduce yourself to the gameplay mechanics. Tatooine looks fucking stunning. You have to fend off waves of stormtroopers. They get stronger and stronger and difficult as they go. You end up having to fight an AT-ST and things like that. You get to capture drop pods and get better weapons and power-ups as well as you go along. It's also a good way to rank up a little bit and get some unlocks going as well. Now in the beta the level cap is 5, so you can only unlock a few amount of stuff. They haven't shown off all the stuff that's in the beta. I'm assuming there's a hell of a lot more weapons, gadgets and power-ups, but they've literally not got like a screen that says, oh, this is in the beta. It's just literally not there. So it's like they're keeping it secret until the game comes out, so there's plenty more surprises and more things they can show off in gameplay videos and stuff forward up to the December launch. There's another game mode in there. It's a multiplayer game mode, PvP. It is 16 players, I think 8 aside. It's to capture the control. It's like a King of the Hill kind of thing, where you have to capture points, and it's on a smaller base map. I've forgotten what the map's called, but it's like a rocky, lava-y type place, which is pretty cool. It's quite pretty. There's like down ships, there's star destroyers and shit fighting in the background, which is cool. And it's just a bit hectic for 8 on 8. I think if they lowered it down to maybe 5 or 6, to be 5 or 6, it would have been a bit more balanced, but it's still a really good gameplay. A really good match type and map, so it's nice to they've got a few selections out there. Then there's the big one, the Walker Defense mode. I think that's what it's called, where it's 40 players, 20v20, Rebels versus Imperials on the Battle of Hoth. Imperials have to defend the AT-AT walkers as they go throughout the map, and the Rebels have to capture these points, hold these points until they get a Y-bomb squadron to fly in and I guess EMP the AT-ATs, so that everyone on the Rebel team can just damage the AT-ATs. Like the X-Wings can get in there, the A-bombers can get in there and start shooting. The people on the ground with power-ups and things, they can start shooting the walkers as well. It's a bit unbalanced because the Imperials basically just have to keep killing Rebels and stop the Rebels from capturing the points. So if the Rebels capture the point and try and hold it, then the Imperials get in there and just turn it off again. So they don't have as many objectives to do as the Rebels, which I find is a bit unbalanced, and I'd say probably about 80% of the time the Imperials win, unless there's a lot of Rebel teamwork going on. But it's still very fun. It's absolutely stunning on the Frostbite 4 engine. I think it's 4 at this point. DICE has done a really good job. The sound effects are incredible. The lasers and blasters sound like they should. Explosions sound like they should. Flying the TIE fighters and X-Wings, they sound perfect. It's just all collaborating into this one fantastic package, which is just it's the ultimate, I think, so far for this generation, or over the old Battlefront games. This is the most Star Warsy like game there is, and I'm absolutely picking it up at launch if I can afford it. So let's get into gameplay now. You have your own loadouts you can create by unlocking cards, and you can put the cards into your hand, which is what it's called, which is basically just your loadout. You can have an L1 or an R1, because I played it on PS4, so you can have a grenade, for example, or a sniper rifle, which is like a one-shot sniper. I think it's an insta-kill on the head, but anywhere else it just takes them down to like 90%, well 10% health, and then you have to finish them off with a blaster. It's deadly in the right people's hands, so watch out for snipers. It's very early to unlock as well. I think it's level 2. There's a jetpack, which I use quite a lot. I love the jetpack. It gets you in and out of danger quite a lot. It can get you to power-ups faster, which are scattered around on the map. We'll get to those in a minute. Where you can also like use like rifles, auto rifles and things. There's blaster rifles. Basically everything's automatic. I wonder if there'll be any single shot lasers or like semi-automatic lasers or blasters in the full game. You can run around the map and get pickups and things like thermobaric charges, which are like huge impulse grenades, which are incredible. There's like your smart rocket launchers. There's orbital strikes, which you can call down laser strikes from space. A shield, which is really handy for like capturing points and things. Just really good, balanced, well-rounded power-ups. Then you've got other things on the map, like you can pick up, if you're on the Imperials, you can pick up an ATST pickup, which you can call in and then you can take over an ATST. You can even control the turrets on the AT-ATs a little bit, which are a bit more useful during, like, around the middle of the match, because they're really far out of the map, out of the battle at the start of the game, but they are deadly. You can also pick up X-Wing and TIE Fighter and A-Bomber tokens, where you can basically just call in and use the fighter squadron controls, which are really easy and really fun to use. I've had like full matches where I've just been in the air shooting down TIE Fighters and X-Wings and things. It's just incredible. It's fast paced, the controls are easy, there's evasive maneuvers and stuff you can do, there's good cooldowns on the rockets and stuff, so not everyone's just constantly using them, and it takes a lot of skill to actually hit things on the ground as well without crashing, so that's fun to use. I'll probably put some more gameplay in there. Then there's the hero tokens as well, where you can basically play as Luke or Darth Vader, which I only had like 30 seconds of play with Darth Vader, because as soon as you get him, because he's such an OP character, I think the DICE or EA said at E3 that you can basically only use them for around 2 minutes if you're a good player with them heroes, because they're very overpowered if you know how to use them. Now, I first got hold of Darth Vader and died in about 25 to 30 seconds, because everybody instantly targets you because you're such a big threat to them, so everybody converges on you and you can't exactly hold off like say 5 or 6 people. I got a couple of kills in though. You can throw your lightsaber as Darth Vader. I haven't played as Luke yet, but we'll probably get around to that. I'll be putting up more gameplay anyway, just full matches I think, on the beta. If I can, if I'm allowed. Hopefully I'm allowed to do this video right now, so fingers crossed. But yeah, there's a lot of gameplay going on. The game's just fantastic. The map's quite really well laid out. It's just such a good game. I'm really impressed with it. And this is only like, what, 1 or 2 maps you could play on. Just a few things in the beta that I noticed that were a little troublesome. For example, there's not a lot of bugs though. It's very good for, it's quite polished for a beta. Sometimes bodies froze in place when they died, dead bodies, as if they were still alive. That isn't really game breaking though. It's quite funny sometimes. So it's like the game just like stopped or glitched out a little bit. Sometimes it's a bit glitchy in the menus and loading screens, but it's bearable. It's not exactly like, it's just like a stutter for a second. It's not like a big issue. 2 things that are a little groundbreaking is the server load time for Walker Defense. Now, loading and finding a match, that sometimes was a bit of an issue. Sometimes it wouldn't put me in a game at all and I'd be on a menu for a while, or in a menu with like 2 other people, which is not enough to start a match. But it is a closed beta for me at the moment. It is open today, so that might have changed by the time of uploading this video, because there's a lot more people on than there were in the closed beta. But that's not too bad of an issue. Also, during the game, sometimes the X-Wing, the TIE Fighters tokens that you can pick up, you don't pick them up sometimes if you go over to them. They disappear, or they despawn, or it just doesn't register that you've got them, which is a little weird. I'm hoping they'll fix that in the beta. Just in case EA or DICE are watching, just so you know, those are my issues. But other than that, we know DICE and EA, I feel like I can trust them again now after Battlefield 4. It's not a big mess, it's not laggy at all, it's fantastically done, it's very well polished and very well balanced, so that's a good thing. So I'm really excited for the full game, and I can't wait, and I definitely recommend it. If you have an Xbox One or a PS4, then the beta is going live today, so make sure you get on there if you can, and have a good time. And if you're on Xbox One, or send me an invite and we'll get in some games together. Let's get it going. So leave some feedback, leave a like, and let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And buy Star Wars Battlefront, it's awesome.